Welcome back again, guys. So today I have here the Arkham Origins Deathstroke. So I have three versions here from, of course, from three different companies. So basically we are going to do some comparison of the figure and might as well check a little of their articulation and most of all their accessories and paint application. Okay, so um, first I have here the latest release, McFarlane Deathstroke, and the DC Unlimited Deathstroke, and of course the DC Direct Arkham Origins Deathstroke. Okay, so um, first I'll be showing you my. So basically, this is actually the McFarlane is 7 inches and the DC Direct is 7 inches as well. And for the DC Unlimited Mattel, this is the 6-inch version of this figure. So let's check first this figure. So actually, I got this figure with no accessories, so loose snow box. I got this figure, and so no sword and no guns, and even the gun holster here. But and actually the bandana part here is also missing. Okay, as you can see. But of course, our and only intention here is do comparison for the figure, of course. Okay, I think we can do a comparison of this figure all together so that you can see them much clearly. First, sa mask niya. Ayan. So, papansin mo yung mask niya. Ayan. Sa legs. And for the McFarlane. Okay, so if you notice that in DC Direct, there is some battle damage paint application being applied, especially in the blue part of his body, as you can see. And for the DC Unlimited, although it's clean, same with the McFarlane. Some few differences I notice is, of course, they say hub here and this one same. For the helmet, I think it's quite different for the McFarlane. Even the part here, McFarlane has some wide look here. And for the shoulder pad, I think they are almost the same, though there are some difference. Okay. And for the sword sheath also, well, it is basically identical, though for the McFarlane it is missing some details, the silver dot around the sword sheath, not like with DC Unlimited and um, DC Direct. Okay. And one thing I noticed that McFarlane Deathstroke is missing a lot of paint application when you turn the figure around. So they think that the collector will not notice it, but we can see that. Okay. It's so weird. So next, paints or sculpts, the same. The Vembrace is the same. Though for the McFarlane again, missing some paint application in his hands. You notice with DC Direct and with DC Unlimited, compare with McFarlane, doesn't have any paint application. And for this part here, so the one with brush effect is only the DC Direct. Same here, this one. So for the paint, I think what was really noticeable is this guy here. And for the leg part, so this is gray, black, so no paint here. Orange color here, orange color here, although I noticed this is much darker than both these two. And for the lower legs, almost same, although DC Direct and DC Unlimited contain much details than with the McFarlane one. So McFarlane only focus on having some sculpt here, than details of the legs. Okay, or the shoes or the legs, I think almost the same. And of course for the back, so once again, very noticeable lack of paint for McFarlane. Okay, so now let's check their articulation. Though I might warn you when it comes to Arkham Origins, so I've had some experience that most DC Direct has some very brittle joints. That's why I'll be very careful doing that. As you can see that the part here, joints of Deathstroke is transparent, so that one is the brittle part. So single jointed elbow and abs here. By the way, my sword sheet is easily got broke off from its harness, so I'll have to glue it back again. Same with the gun holster here. And for the sword, it has a very I think it's a bit tiny for this big figure. For the gun, well, for the gun I think it's just enough. Quite good for him to hold the gun also. Hip swivel, legs, and double jointed elbow, knee. Okay, sorry. This is one of the few DC Direct articulated figures, though kinda hard to move since the joints is very brittle. Okay, so of course the Mattel DC Unlimited. So once again, it doesn't I don't have any accessories for this figure. By the way, let's check first the head articulation of DC Direct. So that's the only movement you can do. So very limited as well. For the Mattel, I think it can go much higher than the DC Direct shoulder. So the shoulder pad is hindering the movement. No bicep swivel, although you can twist this elbow and single jointed also, and twist. No abs articulation for this figure. Biceps, hip swivel, so the part here is hindering the movement also. That's the best you can do for this one here. That's the best you can do also, since it is hindering, and this one also, so you cannot move that much. Single jointed the knee, and you can twist it. So actually, first time I had this figure, very disappointed. I was expecting a bit more of articulation, at the same with the DCUC, though it's not. And of course, the McFarlane. Once again, for the paint application, McFarlane doesn't win for me. For the sculpt, when you compare it to the two, I think it comes last also. For the accessories, well, got this bent sword since it is made of rubber only, though I prefer plastic, but though plastic is very easy to break, so I think having a rubber sword is still not bad at all. For the gun, yan. So the gun is not removable, so it is attached with the gun holster, so you cannot remove it from the figure. So it is attached here for the head articulation, so that's the best he can do. Okay, shoulder, same with, no, I think, it's not hindering the shoulder movement up, so it has bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and twist and up. So it's good. For the abs articulation, so no abs articulation. Same with this Unlimited. Though it has hip swivel. For the legs, can go higher than this. For the side, same side. It's hindering what's eating the legs. Okay. And of course, double jointed knee. So that's the highest I think you can go, since it's blocking the movement here also. It's still okay for the articulation compared to the two. So for me, McFarlane figure only has the advantage when it comes to articulation. Well, it's good because you can pose the figure the way you wanted for Deathstroke. Okay, so since this figure does not comes with a gun, so I'll just improvise and get some gun from my stash of weapons, still, so that it will still look badass. Okay. Okay, so basically that's all that we need to know when it comes to this figure for the Deathstroke Arkham Origins. So once again, we have here the DC Direct, DC Unlimited by Mattel, and the McFarlane figures. Okay guys, so once again, thank you for watching.